What's up, cool people? How are we all doing today? As you can see, I've changed the kind of just chatting screen or whatever you want to call it. Part of the new graphics overlays, whatever you want to call them, that I got. Took me a little bit to figure out how exactly I wanted to fit the webcam window within this, but I think I eventually got it figured out. Also, man, what is it with Thursday mornings in particular seem to just have really bad connections for me sometimes. Sorry, I just, you know, realizing that I am apparently dropping frames like crazy for the stream already, and I'm like not even doing anything. I just, I wish I knew what to fix. Like, I don't know. Uh, you would think I'd be able to just look up something like this and be able to try and find some answers, but none of that really seems to be so easy nowadays, and I don't know why that is. Like, so many different things. It seems like now you try to go online and find an answer to something, and if it's not like the most obvious thing in the world, you just get all sorts of crummy suggestions that are just all over the place. But maybe that's just me. All right, well, in all honesty, the main thing I'm doing here is recording stuff, and yes, I'm trying to do it in the form of a live stream, but the recording is the key component here, so I'm not going to sit here forever and wait for the frames to stop dropping before I get to actually recording stuff. I don't have any extra processes running on my computer, to my knowledge. I don't have any extra programs open. Don't have any extra tabs open on my web browser or anything. So I don't get what the problem is here. Yeah. Meanwhile, I have people coming in trying to, spam offer promotions for my channel. And it's just like, no. Any streamer that has even half a brain cell knows your game. Stop it. Sorry, not. I'm not trying to sound like I'm in a bad mood or anything. Sorry if it comes off that way, just because of all sorts of random, not ideal stuff to start things off. Um, all right, so before I continue along with that kind of thought process, let me try and get things ready to shift into, actual content here. Okay. Oh my gosh. What? I was just trying to, like, check the volume on one of my stream outputs, and then in trying to, like, re-mute that or whatever, it just decided it didn't really want to do that. Oh yeah, by the way, thanks to all the people who wound up following on Twitch like about a week ago. Seems like there was about 5 people that like all suddenly followed right about the same time. Okay, I'm shifting chat windows and things like that around. So I have them viewable on my one monitor here before I switch the actual like stream output to a different source. Like this. Okay, seriously. I'm over 50% dropped frames. And have been for like the past minute. This is nuts. Oh, man. Maybe this is why I don't get so many people. Well, one of the reasons why I don't get so many people watching my streams. Because, good golly, this is ridiculous. Okay, you know what? Real quick, I'm just going to try going into... Because I would figure if I reduce the quality for like the encoder preset or whatever, that it would, you know, make it not work so hard, right? Is that a thing? Am I just completely off base with that? I don't know. Main thing I do know is that I can never seem to find a just perfect batch of settings that seems to work to where I, you know, end up not dropping frames. I mean, sometimes are a lot worse than others, and this seems to be one of the worst moments, but yeah, I'll stream with the settings a certain way, and you know it works well a couple of times, but then I'll randomly get a stream with the exact same settings where it's like this, maybe not quite as bad, but still drops frames like crazy, which I can't imagine makes things great quality for, you know, a viewing experience. I can't seem to figure out what to do about it. Because it's never consistent, you know, long term. If I made a change and it was consistently better or consistently worse, then I would have an idea. But I don't know. Which is why I wonder if the issue is just my internet connection. But I've had a whole bunch of other issues with, like, web page performance lately, too. And that didn't happen until there was a particular update in Chrome. Or maybe it was to my computer, I don't know. But, yeah, like, ever since then, I'll get YouTube pages randomly crashing, even just while watching. I don't know. Anyway, okay. Enough chit chat about random stuff. Let me just get to what I'm here to do, and we'll see how it goes. So anyway, yeah. Starting off a new book of the Bible today. And because we wrapped up Joshua last time. Anyway, let me actually get recording before I get into that whole spiel. Okay. So, today we are looking at Judges. finished up Joshua last time, and this is the next book of the Bible, so do I dare to give a summary of the entirety of the Bible up to this point? Probably not. So, basically, what happened throughout Joshua, at least, was, the Israelites, God's kind of like chosen people, made their way to the promised land, conquered it, or at least most of it, split up the land amongst the different tribes, and established all the other stuff that needed to go along with that for them to essentially all have their like homeland territory. And then Joshua and Eleazar and like some of the leaders that, helped get them through all that, wound up dying. And so it kind of implied that maybe the Israelites aren't going to follow God so well after that. But we'll see what happens in more detail here. So, yeah. They've settled in, basically. And this is after all the settling in and dividing the land has happened. So anyway, yeah. Here we go. Judges chapter 1. After the death of Joshua, the Israelites asked the Lord, which tribe should go first to attack the Canaanites? The Lord answered, Judah, for I have given them victory over the land. The men of Judah said to their relatives from the tribe of Simeon, join with us to fight against the Canaanites living in the territory allotted to us. Then we will help you conquer your territory. So the men of Simeon went with Judah. Okay, so it's not really stated how much of the tribal allotments here was yet to be conquered. But it seems like it's at least a noticeable amount. Also finding it interesting that, when the tribal allotments were, divvied out, whatever you want to call that, the allotment for the tribe of Simeon was within that of Judah. So like, of course, by helping Judah conquer their territory, Simeon was essentially helping themselves, because their land was going to be within Judah's. Anyway, not really obvious for sure. Yeah, the Lord says he's given Judah victory over the land, but like, wasn't that supposed to be the case for all of them? Or maybe that was just at the particular moment. I don't know. And why wouldn't they just all attack the Canaanites? Why would it be tribe by tribe? I don't know. There's a bunch of this that doesn't make a ton of sense to me, but I guess because they had already divided the land amongst the different tribes, it was, I don't know. Anywho, okay, on to verse 4. When the men of Judah attacked, the Lord gave them victory over the Canaanites and Perizzites, and they killed 10,000 enemy warriors at the town of Bezek. While at Bezek, they encountered King Adoni-Bezek and fought against him, and the Canaanites and Perizzites were defeated. Adoni-Bezek escaped, but the Israelites soon captured him and cut off his thumbs and big toes. Adoni-Bezek said, I once had 70 kings with their thumbs and big toes cut off, eating scraps from under my table. Now God has paid me back for what I did to them. They took him to Jerusalem and he died there. Huh. Interesting. So, I was thinking for a sec, why cut off his thumbs and big toes? But it was literally just God doing a whole poetic justice sort of moment. Because he had apparently done that to 70 other kings. But otherwise, unsurprising that the men of Judah and I guess Simeon attacked and were successful. Okay, verse 8. The men of Judah attacked Jerusalem and captured it, killing all its people and setting the city on fire. Then they went down to fight the Canaanites living in the hill country, the Negev, and the western foothills. Judah marched against the Canaanites in Hebron, formerly called Kiriath Arba, defeating the forces of Sheshai, Ahiman, and Talmai. Okay, sorry, real quick. Noting Jerusalem, like any other city in the unconquered Promised Land, Jerusalem was not initially in the possession of the Israelites. So, believe it or not, despite that being like the main city in Israel today, in really Israel back then even, for the most part, yeah, they still had to go conquer it. Makes me wonder a little bit why they made that basically the capital, for lack of a better way to put it. But maybe we'll get to that later. I'm sure if we need to know why, it'll mention it later. Also, footnote there at the western foothills. Hebrews says the Shephelah instead of western foothills. That seems to be what it was likely called. Okay, sorry. I'm just gonna take a sec, see if I can figure out something else with my stream settings here to make it work better. I don't understand why it's having so many issues and just not getting better. Literally the only thing I'm trying to change is the encoder preset to see if and how much that helps, because good golly, I've spent like nearly the entire stream with the connectivity bars in OBS just red the whole time. Yeah, the thing that used to just be a little square is now like a set of bars. Now I seem to be getting higher kilobit per second output, but it's still not going up in like the connection quality or anything, which is weird. Anywho, okay. Should probably keep moving along though. All right, verse 11. From there, which I assume is Hebron or somewhere thereabouts, from there, they went to fight against the people living in the town of Debir, formerly called Kiriath Sefer. Caleb said, I will give my daughter Aksa in marriage to the one who attacks and captures Kiriath Sefer. Othniel, the son of Caleb's younger brother Kenaz, was the one who conquered it, so Aksa became Othniel's wife. We read about this a little bit back in Joshua when it was talking about the land that became Caleb's possession. So I don't know if we need to go into too much detail about what all is going on there. If you want more detail, just go back to that chapter. I forget exactly which one it was, but it was somewhere in the later portion of Joshua. Verse 14. When Axa married Othniel, she urged him to ask her father for a field. And she got down off her donkey. As she got down off her donkey, Caleb asked her, "What's the matter?" She said, "Let me have another gift. You have already given me land in the Negev. Now please give me springs of water too." So Caleb gave her the upper and lower springs. Again, this was mentioned back in Joshua as well. The footnote there probably even says the same thing. Greek version and Latin Vulgate read, he urged her. Considering she ends up being the one asking, that to me makes more sense. Or maybe she had urged Othniel, and after waiting for him to do it for a while and him not doing it, she just took it upon herself. I don't know. God bless you as well. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your username there. Blessif? Blekif? I don't know. But thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Just reading through the Bible chapter by chapter, essentially, and, giving some thoughts that I have along the way. It's about the best way I could put this. My real name is Matt, or technically Matthew, but usually end up going by Matt for short. Actually on about the same place. First Kings is a little bit further than I am, but still, I'm guessing you mean that you're kind of going about reading through the Bible the same way. Where am I from? Well, I'm in the southern United States. More specifically, I am living in Texas currently. I'm not initially from here. I'm from a different state, kind of more northeast, but I've been in Texas for, like 8 years now? So, this is kind of sort of home, as things stand. Okay, while we're chatting here, I'm going to try and mess around with stream settings again, because stuff still just seems to be not good from the metrics I'm seeing on my end. Often is a relative term. I basically I stream regularly about twice a week, usually Thursday mornings like this, and then a little bit on Saturday evenings, at least relative to local time. So if twice a week is often, then yes, but oh, thanks for the follow, by the way. And by the way, you can feel free to keep, chatting and whatnot. I am actually also trying to, record some of this Bible reading stuff, but I can edit that. I can edit parts out later, so don't worry too much about that. But just know I am also trying to record, so I don't want to take too terribly long with it. So I might kind of go back and forth a bit. All right. So we're at verse 16 in here at the moment. When the tribe of Judah left Jericho, the city of palms, the Kenites, who were descendants of Moses' father-in-law, traveled with them into the wilderness of Judah. They settled among the people there, near the town of Arad in the Negev. Then Judah joined with Simeon to fight against the Canaanites living in Zephath, and they completely destroyed the town. So the town was named Hormah. In addition, Judah captured the towns of Gaza, Ashkelon, and Ekron, along with their surrounding territories. What am I recording to? I'm just recording like a regular local video file thing so that I can go in and edit things down later. So I can cut out some of the stream chat back and forth to then later make a condensed, not too condensed, but like make a more organized YouTube video out of. And plus, if I have any other like just out there tangential thoughts that don't really relate too much to what's going on, I can edit those out too if I want to. But yeah, I just figure instead of simply recording these with no other stuff going on, I might as well stream it live, maybe get some interactions from chat. Maybe some of that will be relevant to what I'm reading and thinking, and then we can have further dialogue on that. And I may want to include those conversations in the eventual videos. Okay. Stream does not seem to have gotten better based on the change in the settings that I made, so I'm going to change that back. Sorry, I'm messing around with stuff because it's like I'm using OBS to do the streaming and recording, and it keeps telling me that I'm just constantly dropping so many frames, which I can't imagine it's good for the quality, but I don't know. I have yet to see a major reaction from anybody watching saying like, the quality's terrible. You just stop streaming or whatever. I mean, maybe once I had something happen to that effect, but I have no idea what the problem is or how to fix it. Sometimes I'll use the exact same settings from one stream to another, and just the number of dropped frames massively changes. Anyway. Yeah, I'm trying to not have quite so much of the buffering, but that just, I don't know. It seems to happen no matter what I do. All right, so anyway, let me get to some thoughts on these verses here. Okay, so when the tribe of Judah left Jericho, the Kenites, who were descendants of Moses' father, and okay, so the Kenites were the descendants of. I was just like, wait, why are we bringing up Moses' father-in-law in this? Because there was like sort of a further back ancestral connection between them, I guess. Which, okay, Moses' father-in-law was Jethro, right? So, I feel like it would be a little more obvious if they just said his name in the midst of that. But as the Bible, especially the Old Testament, tends to do, it is very, very much focused on, the Israelites, God's chosen people through Abraham and that lineage. Anyway, so I'm assuming it says the people of Judah settled near the town of Arad. Not that the Kenites did. Or maybe it is the Kenites because the Kenites traveled with them. Anyway, not an important detail. So then Judah helped Simeon capture their territory afterwards. Let me check the footnotes here. At destroyed, it says the Hebrew term used here refers to the complete consecration of things or people to the Lord, either by destroying them or by giving them as an offering. Basically, anything that was in the town was not meant to be kept by the people. It was meant to either be destroyed so they wouldn't have the things and be tempted by them, or it was given to God, still leaving it out of anyone's personal possession. And the town was named Horma, means destruction. Makes sense. Very literal names. I've noticed that's a theme with, the Israelites in the Old Testament. Okay. Moving on to verse 19. The Lord was with the people of Judah, and they took possession of the hill country. But they failed to drive out the people living in the plains, who had iron chariots. The town of Hebron was given to Caleb as Moses had promised, and Caleb drove out the people living there, who were descendants of the 3 sons of Anak. The tribe of Benjamin, however, failed to drive out the Jebusites who were living in Jerusalem. So to this day, the Jebusites live in Jerusalem among the people of Benjamin. This day being whenever this would have been written and or read and or spoken to the people, because it's a lot more of an oral tradition of passing things along back in these times. So Hebron being given to Caleb was basically, that whole thing was, as they initially scouted out the promised land, that was the part that Caleb and Joshua scouted, and they were the only ones who gave a good report and weren't too scared of the people living there. So I guess in part because of that, Caleb at least was promised that land that he had scouted out. And I've said this in previous chapters, but for those who haven't seen those or read those, this whole thing about descendants of Anak, I'm fairly certain the Anakites were believed to be some sort of either like giant of a sort, or some people would claim / argue that this was evidence of what would be called the Nephilim. But like the thought on that kind of isn't totally settled. Like, there doesn't seem to be a definitive answer as to what that meant, but just if it mentions sons of Anak, just know that these weren't exactly thought of as, normal, certainly not like normal sized people of normal strength. They were supposed to be rather large and strong at the very least. So driving out the people living there would have been all the more difficult a task because of that. And yeah, it's, Caleb being the just go-getter that he is, was apparently up to the challenge. Anyway, okay, sorry, real quick. I keep trying to tweak my stream settings, hoping that maybe eventually I'll find something that'll get the bitrate to settle down and actually, I'll stop seeing red in the connectivity bar there in OBS. Anywho, also need a bit of a drink. Okay. And I will move on to verse 22. The descendants of Joseph attacked the town of Bethel, and the Lord was with them. They sent men to scout out Bethel, formerly known as Luz, or Luz, I don't know. They confronted a man coming out of the town and said to him, "Show us a way into the town, and we will have mercy on you." So he showed them a way in, and they killed everyone in the town except that man and his family. Later the man moved to the land of the Hittites, where he built a town. He named it Luz, which is its name to this day. So, the previous town where this guy lived in, which I guess was then at this point called Bethel, that town was known as Luz, but this dude was kept alive, moved somewhere else, and named his new town by that same name. I guess he wanted to be reminded of home or something, I don't know, but so now we're getting into different tribes conquering different towns and or pieces of land. I would assume this is happening in relatively quick succession, but just on various fronts, because given the tribal allotments, they're not all just going to be dealing with stuff that's like right there next to each other. Anyway, so Joseph's descendants were given a little bit of help in conquering the town, but it worked. So, and it's not like they did anything terribly deceptive or anything. It's just they asked somebody from there to help them out, and they would show him mercy, and dude decided to help them. Anywho, verse 27. The tribe of Manasseh failed to drive out the people living in Beth-shan, Tanakh, Dor, Ibleam, Megiddo, and all their surrounding settlements, because the Canaanites were determined to stay in that region. When the Israelites grew stronger, they forced the Canaanites to work as slaves, but they never did drive them completely out of the land. Footnote of Beth-shan. Hebrew just gives a different spelling of the same place. Also, so that's like 5 different towns that Manasseh failed to really drive the people out of, which might not have been a ton of like the, area, but still enough that could have come back around and been a little bit of an issue, especially with, more people being there, living in that area to come and interact with them, maybe talk about their gods or whatever they worship, and then tempt the people of Manasseh into turning away from the Lord. And even later on, it's like, yeah, okay, they took control of those towns, but they still didn't, drive the people out completely. They just had them as slaves instead. Anyway. Verse 29. The tribe of Ephraim failed to drive out the Canaanites living in Gezer, so the Canaanites continued to live there among them. The tribe of Zebulun failed to drive out the residents of Kitron and Nahalol, so the Canaanites continued to live among them. But the Canaanites were forced to work as slaves for the people of Zebulun. Noticing just a bunch of failures here to drive out people from these various towns within their territories, which is going to maybe be important later for the reasons I kind of mentioned with the whole bit about Manasseh, because those people would have still been there and interacting with the Israelites. Therefore, more possibilities to get drawn away from worshiping the Lord and doing what they were supposed to do. Verse 31. The tribe of Asher failed to drive out the residents of Akko, Sidon, Alab, Akzib, Helba, Aphik, and Rehob. Instead, the people of Asher moved in among the Canaanites who controlled the land, for they failed to drive them out. Likewise, the tribe of Naphtali failed to drive out the residents of Beth Shemesh and Beth Anath. Instead, they moved in among the Canaanites who controlled the land. Nevertheless, the people of Beth Shemesh and Beth Anath were forced to work as slaves for the people of Naphtali. Weird, considering the people of Naphtali were the ones moving into there. But, oh well. Let me wrap up reading the verses before I give too many other thoughts. As for the tribe of Dan, the Amorites forced them back into the hill country and would not let them come down into the plains. The Amorites were determined to stay in Mount Heres. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but whatever. Mount Heres, Aijalon, and Shalbim. But when the descendants of Joseph became stronger, they forced the Amorites to work as slaves. The boundary of the Amorites ran from Scorpion Pass to Selah and continued upward from there. Footnote at Scorpion Pass, Hebrew says Akrabim, which it's another one of those same place, different name for it kind of things, to the best of my knowledge. So it also seems like, as I've been reading through these, that like the ability of God's people to drive out the Canaanites or whoever else was living in the territory, like, that seemed to get less and less effective as I read further down. Like, you go from up here with Judah and Simeon, where they're basically successful, other than, like, they might have had just a few people that they didn't drive out. Didn't drive out the people living in the plains who had iron chariots, okay. And then, like, you read further down, Manasseh failed to drive out, like, 5 different towns, but they forced the Canaanites to work as slaves, seemingly right then and there. Well, no, maybe a little bit later. I mean, still, in all these cases, eventually it was like, okay, the other people of the land typically wound up at least becoming slaves eventually, but then you get to Dan, and it's like their initial attempts just completely failed, it seemed. And then maybe eventually later on, they forced the Amorites to work as slaves, but still, it's like the rate of success just continues going down as you read further along in the chapter, which, again, could be a significant problem in regards to, like, them being tempted to stop worshiping the Lord later on. But anyway, not really too many other thoughts on the chapter there. So I guess that'll do it for Judges chapter 1. Okay, I need some water again. My stream still is not, like, getting any better with any of these changes that I'm making. I don't understand. So at this point, I'm just setting it back to where it was when I started the stream. I will also look at Judges 2 during this stream here. I tend to go through 2 of these a week, partially for the sake of YouTube upload schedule and whatnot. Good grief, even my... Okay, whoa. Like, everything on my computer just froze. Great. Technical difficulties. The live stream. Oh, man. Okay, seems like it unfroze itself. Consider turning down video settings. Okay, so like OBS is even suggesting... See, I wish it would make that suggestion more often. Tell you what, then I'll go back to this, and hopefully the encoder doesn't get overloaded like it just mentioned there. I'm curious if the... no. I was like, okay, there's an option for custom encoder settings, but it's just... You type something in, I guess, which I wouldn't know what the heck to type in there. Man, this might be the worst it's been in any given live stream. In terms of dropped frames and encoder issues. And that's where I wonder if it would also cause problems for the recordings that I'm also doing during this. Oh, man. I don't know. Anyway. I'll just keep chugging along here. See, it's still saying the encoding's overloaded. I have the encoder on just about the lowest setting possible. Okay, the second lowest setting possible, but still, it should not be having issues like this if that's really the problem. So I don't know what's going on here. Also, real quick, gonna check phone notifications and stuff. Nothing super important. Okay. Back to recording, I guess. Hopefully it's not going to turn out too bad. Because if the quality of the recordings end up being bad, then, that's not something I can work around so easily. But so far, I've had little to no issue with the actual recordings, even if the live streams have been sketchy. Maybe sketchy isn't the best word, but, not great. Anywho, okay. Okay, so, looking at Judges chapter 2, and, last chapter was pretty much just talking about further, kind of more minor, maybe, conquests of the various tribes of Israel, and how much or little trouble they had in conquering their respective territories. But anyway, that's really all that happened. Basically more progress in conquering the broader promised land. So yeah. Then we get into chapter 2 here. The angel of the Lord went up from Gilgal to Bochim and said to the Israelites, I brought you out of Egypt into this land that I swore to give your ancestors, and I said I would never break my covenant with you. For your part, you were not to make any covenants with the people living in this land. Instead, you were to destroy their altars. But you disobeyed my command. Why did you do this? So now I declare that I will no longer drive out the people living in your land. They will be thorns in your sides, and their gods will be a constant temptation to you. When the angel of the Lord finished speaking, to all the Israelites, the people wept loudly. So they called the place Bochim, which means weeping, and they offered sacrifices there to the Lord. Footnote there. Hebrew just says they will be in your sides rather than they will be thorns in your sides. But I think that's sort of the implication that it's going to be just a constant pain or nuisance of some sort. So it says the angel of the Lord. Is that implied that this was the same angel who was with them at other parts of their journey? I think that's kind of the implication here. I'm not sure if that's like a super important thing that needs to be that way per se, but it would make more sense out of all this first person stuff like, hey, I brought you out of Egypt and I said I would never break my covenant. So anyway, as I was kind of alluding to last chapter, them not being able to drive all the people out winds up being an issue. They wind up being tempted. Their gods will be a constant temptation. So it hasn't necessarily caused them to, turn away from the Lord yet. But it's all but outright stated that that's eventually going to happen. Okay. So then we get to verse 6. After Joshua sent the people away, each of the tribes left to take possession of the land allotted to them. And the Israelites served the Lord throughout the lifetime of Joshua and the leaders who outlived him, those who had seen all the great things the Lord had done for Israel. Joshua, son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, died at the age of 110. They buried him in the land he had been allocated at Timnath-Serah in the hill country of Ephraim, north of Mount Gaash. It's got a little tongue-tied there, if I'm honest. Footnote at Timnath-Serah says that's as in a parallel text at Joshua. Yeah. Hebrew reads Timnath-Heres, a variant spelling. It seems odd that would just be a variant spelling, but definitely Timnath-Serah is how it was spelled, read, worded, whatever, in Joshua. So I think just for consistency's sake, and it not seeming like the Bible's contradicting itself, it's like, well, okay, this has to be just a different spelling or a different way of referring to the same place. Because that wouldn't make sense if it said, like in Joshua, that he was buried in this place, and then it would say in Judges he's buried in a different place. And especially with, Hebrew being a different kind of language in the way that it works, even though, that and that don't seem like just variant spellings of each other, it could seem a little bit closer if read with the original Hebrew, like, characters in the spelling. Anyway, that stuff was already covered at the end of Joshua. Don't feel like I need to go into too much more detail there. But yeah, Joshua having been their primary leader up through all this, it was sort of the end of an era, you might say. Okay, then we get to verse 10. After that generation died, another generation grew up who did not acknowledge the Lord or remember the mighty things he had done for Israel. The Israelites did evil in the Lord's sight and served the images of Baal. They abandoned the Lord, the God of their ancestors, who had brought them out of Egypt. They went after other gods, worshipping the gods of the people around them, and they angered the Lord. They abandoned the Lord to serve Baal and the images of Ashtoreth. This made the Lord burn with anger against Israel, so he handed them over to raiders who stole their possessions. He turned them over to their enemies all around. I almost read that as armies. And they were no longer able to resist them. Every time Israel went out to battle, the Lord fought against them, causing them to be defeated, just as he had warned, and the people were in great distress. So, now not only are they, having issues with, conquering land that was allotted to them or whatever, but any further attempts to conquer failed miserably, and they had raiders coming in and taking their possessions. And I would assume that kind of sort of wound up weakening them, at least from a military standpoint, even further. And pretty much just because they turned away from God and made him angry. And of course, with God's help and favor, not being with them as it was before, and in fact, him maybe even turning against them, like, imagine taking, I don't know, some big cannon or something that you've got in a battle, and now suddenly instead of working for you, that's on the enemy team. That's kind of the equivalent of what's going on here. Except, imagine this cannon is just like, okay, maybe not even cannon, like a tank or or like a stealth bomber or something that could do a lot of damage and significantly swing the tide of battle. Anyway, verse 16. Then the Lord raised up judges to rescue the Israelites from their attackers. Yet Israel did not listen to the judges, but prostituted themselves by worshipping other gods. How quickly they turned away from the path of their ancestors, who had walked in obedience to the Lord's commands. So, the Lord raises up helpers to rescue them, but they continue turning away, so they continue having issues. And that's pretty much gonna be the cycle that we get going on throughout the book of Judges. It's like, Israelites in whatever region get conquered or otherwise oppressed or in trouble, under the rule of some other people. They cry out to God for help. God raises up a judge to lead them, and they are victorious over their oppressors. They get comfortable again and start turning away from the Lord. And then more people come in and conquer them and rule over them and just, repeat over and over and over again. Anyway, verse 18. Whenever the Lord raised up a judge over Israel, he was with that judge and rescued the people from their enemies throughout the judge's lifetime. For the Lord took pity on his people who were burdened by oppression and suffering. But when the judge died, the people returned to their corrupt ways, behaving worse than those who had lived before them. They went after other gods, serving and worshipping them, and they refused to give up their evil practices and stubborn ways. So the Lord burned with anger against Israel. He said, "Because these people have violated my covenant, which I made with their ancestors, and have ignored my commands, I will no longer drive out the nations that Joshua left unconquered when he died. I did this to test Israel, to see whether or not they would follow the ways of the Lord as their ancestors did. That is why the Lord left those nations in place, he did not quickly drive them out or allow Joshua to conquer them at all. So, like, this whole testing thing from God might seem as if he's, encouraging or, like, needlessly allowing temptation to be there. But at the same time, especially with these people in this time and how they had previously just, whenever things didn't go so well, turned away or complained or whatever, like, it's not too surprising that, like, even had all the other people been conquered, they probably would have found some way or another to complain or mess things up. Maybe some people from outside the promised land would have had some interactions with them and would have drawn them away from the Lord or whatever. The major thing that continues to happen is just that, when these people are in a bad spot, they cry out to the Lord for help, and he helps them then, and, then they have a leader, someone they, end up turning to and following that's physically there with them. But then when that person dies, it's like they forget all about that leader and the things that they did that got them in the good spot, and they turn away. And I think a lot of us are kind of prone to a similar cycle. When things are going well, we don't really think so much that we need God's help with things. And so we're more inclined, maybe even more tempted, to veer away from what God tells us to do or wants us to do. And then, we mess up in some way or another, and that causes issues in our lives. And then when those issues arise, then we turn to God again, like, help, this is a major problem. I don't know what to do. Please help me. Now, it doesn't necessarily work that way around for everybody, because for some people, when things go well, they're just realizing that they're, blessed by God so much, and, they might even actually want to praise God because of that. But then those people might, not saying will, but those people might then, when things go wrong, when they encounter hardship in some way or another, they might, kind of wonder why God's doing this to them, or, just, I don't know, they might be more inclined to question God at that point rather than praise him. The broader point I guess I'm trying to get at is that, like, pretty much all of us in some way or another are inclined to some sort of similar cycle where it's like, under certain circumstances, we might, be more inclined to praise God than in other circumstances. Realistically, though, we should be seeking to follow God and live the way that he wants, no matter the circumstances, whatever's going on in our lives. And, like, if we don't, then either the natural consequences of our actions will catch up with us, or, maybe we were, saying things as if we were grateful to God, but it was more so because of having such and such thing. And then when that thing gets taken away, then we start to question and maybe doubt God a little bit. But then, maybe you pull back the curtain eventually and realize that, oh, hey, that was actually on me. I was in love with enjoying, debatably even worshiping, this other thing that wasn't God, that God did for me or gave me. And really, God needed to pull that away from me so I could better worship Him. And really, whatever our cycle looks like this, the main thing that we need to try and do, throughout our lives, throughout the various phases of that cycle, is make sure that we're continuing to try and seek God, try and, do better with each, cycle around, so that instead of just, one constant circle in the same place, it winds up looking maybe a little more like an upward spiral that eventually leads us closer to God with each time around. I don't know if that's a perfect analogy, but anyway, it's not a new thing, clearly, but it's something that happens, and I think if we're aware that it happens, we're better able to follow God in the midst of that. Anyway, that was all the thoughts that I had regarding all that stuff. It's just the book of Judges, and that constant cycle just, I think, really serves as a major reminder of all of that, and how inclined we are to just go through these cycles and keep messing up, possibly even in the same ways, or similar ways at least. And at least at times, turning away from and or questioning God. But anywho, that is going to do it for Judges chapter 2. Okay. Need a drink again. I don't know what it is, but my throat is dry today. Okay. So, that is actually going to do it for Bible study portion of the stream here. I will be moving on to video games now. I'm booting up Assassin's Creed as we speak, and I'm actually going to go to this scene here real quick while I shift my setup around. Can't imagine the stream is going to be a whole lot better with, gaming stuff. in the background instead of the webpage for the Bible study, but we'll just have to wait and see. There's one particular thing I'm thinking I might try next week, a little different, to see if that has a major impact on things. And good golly, I'm actually watching the playback on the live stream, and it looks choppy as all get out. I knew it was bad. I wasn't sure it was that bad. But I can't be surprised with all the flippin' dropped frames I'm having. And I've still got all the issues going on with my Xbox being weird. Let me go into the options here real quick. Don't care about changing any of the volumes. However, I am turning off the blood to make it a bit less rated M. I don't think there's anything else I need to change within the settings. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and load that latest memory.
When you're out of knives, refill your stock by returning to Messiah, or by pickpocketing thugs.
Okay, seriously though, if anybody knows stuff to do to help, you know, ease up on dropping frames in a live stream, I would greatly appreciate the assistance in understanding that.
Ah, Altair. A little bird told me you'd be paying a visit.
Al-Muallim has ordered the execution of Garnier de Naplouse.
The Grand Master of the
Shoot,
Knights
I
Hospitalier?
didn't actually want to get into that yet, I don't think. Let me exit the memory there real quick to not have that happen yet, because I'm pretty sure I actually want to have that recorded. Okay, good grief. Like, this is absolutely terrible live stream quality. What in the world? Like, fine, I'll go one more step in the... I'll go one more step with the encoder and see if that helps anything more, but I just... Consider turning down video settings or using a faster encoder. Like, I have the encoder at the fastest setting now, and it's still saying the encoder is overloaded. Okay, anywho. Hopefully it'll bring me back to outside that room, and then I can resume the recording from there. Okay, good. And let me just double check that it kept the options the way that I wanted. Yeah, okay. I have to go back and redo that every time I reopen the game, just because it won't remember my settings. thanks to the weird stuff with, like, the Xbox Live cloud storage or whatever. Anyway. This is absolutely nuts that my live stream is having this much trouble for this long. It hasn't always had this much trouble. I don't understand why it's like this. And clearly, changing the encoder settings isn't actually helping that much. But for now, at least it's helping to keep my computer from freezing entirely, so maybe I'll just leave it the way that I have it. I also might actually want to check real quick on what has been recorded thus far to see how janky or not that all is coming through. Okay. At least I'm not seeing too many issues in the recordings and any, like, major skipping or anything like that there. Okay, you know what? Whatever. I'm gonna just have to keep rolling with this, I guess. Good golly, this is terrible. Like, anyone who's been watching my YouTube stream from the start and hasn't had to reload the page would still see me doing Bible study. Maybe I need to refresh YouTube Studio. Maybe that's part of the problem. Cuz YouTube seems to be the main culprit, or the main platform or whatever that suffers from a lot of these issues. No, it still has it way back on the Bible study stuff. That is ridiculous. Okay, whatever. I'm just going to move along, get through what I planned to record, and then I'm probably just going to have to shut this down, because this is getting to be stupid. Anyway, okay. Here we go. Okay, so we are back. More Assassin's Creed. In between recordings, I went around and completed all the viewpoints, did all the investigations and stuff. Basically everything that could happen in this district, I did. So now to move along with the assassination mission.
Ah, Altair. A little bird told me you'd be paying a visit.
Al-Muallim has ordered the
Let me
execution of Garnier.
Turn up the volume on my own TV so I can hear it
Grandmaster of
better.
the Knights Hospitalier?
Indeed. And I have already determined when and how to strike.
Share your knowledge with me then.
He lives and works within the Order's hospital, northwest of here. Rumors speak of atrocities committed within its walls. It seems the good doctor enjoys experimenting on innocent citizens. Most of them kidnapped and brought here from Jerusalem.
Clever. By stealing his subjects from another city, he avoids arousing too much suspicion here. But back to the matter at hand. What is your plan?
Garnier keeps mainly to his quarters inside the hospital, though he leaves occasionally to inspect his patients. It's when he makes his rounds that I will strike.
It's clear you've given this some thought. I give you leave to go. Remove this stain from Akka, Altair. Perhaps it will help cleanse your realm.
Oh, hey.
Rest here until you're ready to begin your mission.
We finally get the
Fast
pronunciation of the
forward
place.
to a more recent one.
I think you said it was Acker. So not quite either of the ways I had been attempting to pronounce it. Because I had been thinking either Acre or Accra. Turns out it was Acker. I mean, I guess I could set a marker for that, but I would think it should already kind of sort of be highlighted. See, now that's a fall that I could see living through. Like, that wasn't a massive height to jump from. Good grief. I'm having so much trouble seeing what's on my screen right now just because of how much the sun is in my face. If it seemed like there was any better arrangement within this room as far as actually, you know, setting up my computer and my Xbox and whatnot, I would maybe do that. I really should maybe think about asking my landlord if he'd let me install some curtains or something. The problem is, the spot where all this light's coming through is not a window, it's a door. But it's like a, I guess, a stained glass, frosted glass door. So yeah, it just, because of that, I'm not entirely sure if he would think it practical long term to allow me to do that. Because other people might want to use that more as a door. Whereas I am not so much using it as an entry door. Anyway, okay. Trying to make my way over to where I can do the assassination. I need to be heading in this direction. Come on. There we go. I was not trying to go in there. And I need to go in there. But they're not just going to let me go in there so easily. Maybe if I join this group of scholars. Yeah, my outfit's only a little bit different from what they're wearing.
No, help! Help me! Help me!
Well,
Please!
okay.
You must help me!
Okay. I can't actually do much of anything here.
Enough, my child. I asked you to retrieve the patient, not to kill him. There. Everything will be all right.
No!
Give me
No!
your hand.
Don't touch me! Not again!
Cast out this fear, else I cannot help you.
Help me? Like you helped the others? You took their souls! I saw, but not mine. No, you'll not have mine. Ah!
Take hold of yourself. Do you think this gives me pleasure? Do you think I want to hurt you? But you leave me no choice.
Every kind word matched by the back of his hand. All lies and deception. He won't be content until all bow before him.
You should not have done that. Return him to his quarters. I'll be along once I've tended to the
You
others.
can't keep me here. I'll escape again.
No, you won't. Break his legs, both of them.
Oof. I maybe shouldn't have zoomed in on that so much. Eesh.
Have you people nothing better to do?
Straight up broke the dude's knees. Yeah, no Hippocratic oath going on here. Sure doesn't seem like it anyway. Should I blend in with these scholars over here now?
Child, the very fact that we're having this conversation shows that we've
That
made
seems like the best way to
progress.
proceed.
Or do you forget the way you once were?
Remember before all of
It'll come back in time. You'll see.
I'm basically right where I need to be.
How are you feeling?
What have you done to me?
Ah, yes, the pain. It hurt.
Okay, I'm not trying to cause any trouble, dude. Stop pushing me back. Oh my gosh, really? Yeah, so where's the dude I'm assassinating? I kind of sort of lost track of him. And with how dark all of this is on my screen. It's not particularly easy to keep track of all this.
He's awake.
It's you!
And how does it feel to be whole again?
I don't know how you did it.
Okay, fine. Okay, well, there's the assassination.
Let go your burden.
I'll rest now, yes. The endless dream calls to me. But before I close my eyes, I must know what will become of my children.
You mean the people made to suffer your cruel experiments? They'll be free now to return to their homes.
Homes? What homes? The sewers? The brothels?
Wait, why is he
The
standing up
prisons
right
that we
here?
dragged them from?
You took these people against their will.
Maybe that was just sort of like a
Yes. What little will there was for them to have.
more of a vision.
Are you really so naive?
I don't know.
Do you appease a crying child simply because he wails? But I want to play with fire, Father. What would you say? As you wish. But then you'd answer for his burns.
These are not children, but men and women full grown.
In body, perhaps, but not in mind. Which is the very damage I sought to repair. I admit, without the piece of Eden, which you stole from us, my progress was slowed. But there are herbs, mixtures, and extracts. My guards are proof of this. They were madmen before I found and freed them from the prisons of their own minds. And with my death, madmen they will be.
Yeah, I'll
You truly believe you were helping?
I'll get to chat in a second.
Not what I believe. It's what I know.
Sorry, hang on. I gotta do something real quick. Stream is having just massive issues, and I really don't know why. I don't want to lower any of the video bitrate or anything like that too much. I don't know. All right, whatever. Let me continue along with what I need to do here now. Okay, you're dead. I could barely even see what I'm doing, but I mean, whatever. Okay, he ran away, so I'm not really so much in trouble anymore. But I might be soon. Just trying to proceed with caution as I move throughout the area. Ooh. Can I blend in with the scholars, please? Yeah. That should help. Although I'm not 100% sure where exactly these scholars will take me. I maybe should have looked at the map first. This particular action doesn't really quite seem to fit with the tense music being presented. Or at least it was pretty tense. I don't know. Seems a little less so now. Okay. Okay, I'm thinking I'm pretty close to the entrance of this place. So I will break off the blending in now. Really? Okay, that's not gonna work too well now, is it? Counterattack, though. And I'm apparently getting so many achievements in this game, and yet it's not able to save any of them. Because of issues with staying connected to the cloud recording stuff. Okay. No more of that. Now I need to just try and make it to the bureau. Which... gonna be a pretty tall task without getting spotted. That dude's not dead yet. Really? There's a freaking archer off in the distance? You. That's where the archer is. Oh my gosh, come on. Okay. I am not currently being spotted. Okay, I'm getting kind of close to the bureau, I think. In fact, that's the entry right there. Sweet. Let me just drop down here and report on my success.
What news, Altair?
Garnier is dead.
Then you should return to Masyaf with news of your victory.
There is something else.
Speak it then, or would you have me read your mind?
What do you think he wanted from these people? That he would keep them and experiment on them as he did?
Yours is not to ask, but act, Altair. It doesn't matter what he did or why. Only that he's dead.
But Garnier seemed to believe he was helping these people.
Is that what you saw?
No. What I saw was not a place of healing, but of pain.
Then why are we having this conversation?
I don't know. Forget I spoke of it.
I already have.
Fast-forwarding memory to a more recent one.
Okay. Assassination complete. Target has been eliminated. Return to Al-Mualim. And it's just going to automatically return me there. Why was there the in-between step?
God damn it! What's the problem now?
I'm getting weird temperature readings.
Okay, hang
I think
on.
the Animus is overheating.
Christ, it's always something. How long?
Too soon to tell.
These delays are unacceptable, Miss Stillman. I want progress reports every hour.
It's gonna be a while, Desmond. Why don't you go lie down or something? Get some rest.
Yeah, lie down and get some rest. As if you haven't been lying down this entire time. I would figure getting up and moving around would be more helpful at this point. Still nothing I can really, nothing much I can really look into around here. I could talk with people, though.
Why is he always yelling at you? It's his machine.
His theories. He's not the one who built it.
Who did? You?
No. Abstergo has a team of engineers. Not much they don't have. But I did oversee the assembly. Guess that's why he gets so angry with me.
He's a dick.
He's under a lot of pressure. We all are.
Can't believe you're defending the guy.
Warren saved my life, so if he wants to yell a little, let him.
Okay. Little bit of backstory on her, I guess. We're not sure what exactly her life was saved from, but...
What the hell? Someone's been in here.
Oh, really?
Looks like some kind of access code.
Access code? To what? Still nothing new to do in here. Was that the access code to get out of his room? Is he not supposed to have that? Okay. So what exactly am I doing with Desmond here? I don't see anywhere else that... Oh, okay. I'm like, I don't see anywhere else that this access code would be used, but maybe whatever I just grabbed there is supposed to allow me into something else. Enter password. Lucy. Oh, geez. It's... So that's supposed to be the most recent one. Hold up. Probably supposed to read these, like, in order of when they were sent. Starting with the earliest. Let me get my webcam out of the way here. Your pen. Found your access key pen again today out by the parking lot. You really need to start keeping it in your pocket instead of letting it hang off your coat. Try and take better care of your things. Imagine if security had found it. So she sent that to... So wait, is Warren the guy that... The doctor guy that's been involved with this whole thing, maybe? As a general reminder, all employees of Abstergo Industries are prohibited from discussing corporate policy proceedings and projects. In light of pending litigation, you are all reminded of sections 2.15 in your employment contracts. Blah, blah, blah. Should you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact your human resources manager. Says right up top who it's. Went up like Layla earlier. What do you mean? Hold up. Nothing. Get back to work. We have a deadline. Okay. So she's writing these things out, but not keeping them in the record here. But we're reading what she sends and then the reply to it up above, I guess. Anyway, writing to inquire about the death of a former employee. Don't know if you were working here at the time. There was apparently some kind of accident. Coroner's office indicated that her file had been sealed. Sorry, but I'm not authorized to discuss this employee or the circumstances regarding her departure from the company. Okay. Ms. Stillman, unfortunately, I'm able to respond further to blah, blah. I have CC'd Alan Ricken. Please direct all further questions to him. Never heard of company having the ability to declare a coroner's report proprietary information. So they were friends. So is this Alan replying at the top here? She killed herself. Something about a relationship with a kid named Newman. Don't dip your pen in the company ink. Now drop it. Okay. So, again, more of her backstory, or at least some of her ties to Abstergo. Access denied there. Okay. So I guess even her password or credentials or whatever don't get us access to that computer. And I assume at this point there's nothing more really to do. So we will sleep.
Rise and shine. We've got quite a day ahead of us.
You're in a good mood this morning.
Miss Stillman has made some modifications to the Animus. You should be able to remain inside even longer now.
And help you with your treasure hunt.
This is serious business, Mr. Miles. I don't think you fully appreciate the work that Abstergo does.
Maybe because I don't actually know what you people do.
We change the world. Every day, in 100 different ways. Did you know that nearly every single breakthrough of the past millennia, be it medical, mechanical, or philosophical, has come from Abstergo or its predecessors?
That's a bold claim, Doc. Think you might be exaggerating a bit?
Not in the slightest. Oh, we certainly don't take the credit. That would arouse far too much suspicion. We choose our beneficiaries with great care.
Why?
Isn't it obvious? It means we're in control.
But how? What makes you guys so special, so smart? That you happen to invent all these things while us mere mortals stumble around like idiots?
To be fair, we don't invent them. We find them.
Find them?
They're gifts, Mr. Miles. From those who came before. We'll have to continue this discussion later. Time's wasting.
Gifts, you say? I wonder who would be the ones who came before.
Morning, Desmond.
Yeah. Hi.
Am I supposed to get back in the Animus now, I guess?
Stop screwing around and lie down on the Animus.
Okay, jeez. Actually, you know what? Since it's not immediately sending me back into, you know, like, actually into the Animus and all the stuff there, seems like this might be a decent spot to leave off the episode. Wow, why is it taking that long to stop the recording?
You forget how the Animus works? Select a memory on the menu in front of you and let's begin.
Yeah, man. Wow, this is... That's new that this would have so much trouble ending the recording.
Start your memory already.
Oh, can it, Doc? Maybe if I look into the options, it'll help out with that. Good grief. Okay.
Quit wasting time and enter your memory, Mr. Miles.
Nope, he's still not going to be quiet about that. Okay. Seems like it eventually got there once I hit the button to stop the recording again. Okay.
Let's go. Mr. Miles, time's wasting.
Okay. And now that we've finished up this batch of stuff outside the Animus, time to head on back in and take control of Altair once more.
Come in, Altair. You've done well. 3 of the 9 lay dead, and for this you have my thanks.
3 of 9.
But do not think to rest upon your laurels. Your work has just begun.
I am yours to command, Master.
King Richard, emboldened by his victory at Acre, prepares to move south towards Jerusalem. Saladin is surely aware of this, and so he gathers his men before the broken citadel of Arsuf.
Would you have me kill them both then? End their war before it begins in earnest?
No.
Just seeing how many different camera angles I can get for this.
The realm to the bloodlust of 10,000 aimless warriors. It will be many days before they meet, and while they march, they do not fight. You must concern yourself with a more immediate threat. The men who pretend to govern in their absence.
Give me names and I'll give you blood.
So I will. Abun Nukud, the wealthiest man in Damascus. Majduddin, regent of Jerusalem. William of Montferrat, liege lord of Acre.
What are their crimes?
Greed, arrogance, the slaughter of innocents. Walk amongst the people of their cities. You'll learn the secrets of their sins. Do not doubt that these men are obstacles to the peace we seek.
Then they will die.
Another of your items is restored. Take it. See that it is put to good use. Return to me as each man falls, that we might better understand their intentions. And Altair, take care. Your recent work has likely attracted the attention of the city guard. They'll be more suspicious than they've been in the past.
Okay. DNA synchronization augmented and catch ledge. Also grab break, which we can practice in the courtyard. Okay. Okay. So that's the grab ledge thing there? Doesn't seem like a lot, but... Ouch. Seems like the grab rake is the far more handy
Altair,
ability that we've gained.
do not fully understand what it is to wield the blade. Perhaps you could show them what you know.
Guard break. Press and hold right trigger and press B. When you see an enemy reach to grab you, to break the grab and kick the enemy away. Lock with left trigger to fight. Okay. Okay, so instead of being grabbed and thrown around by them, I can do this to push them away. And then after pushing them away, you would assume that I could, you know, start attacking them or something. Or turn my attention to someone else, potentially.
You must be busy. I understand.
Okay. No thanks. I'd actually rather not practice the other fighting techniques. I think I'm good.
Ensure your first attack is also your last.
No. There we go. Alright, so obviously I gotta get out of here. And then I can pretty much choose to either go back to Damascus, Acre, or Jerusalem. Because each one of those places has a new assassination mission. Didn't mean to climb up on that one little post there, but whatever, no big deal. Alright, trying to make it out of here quickly, but also not be, like, bumping into everybody I come across. Okay. Making my way out to the world map, or the kingdom map, I guess it's technically called. Whatever. Same thing. So, there is now more than a full line of bars on the synchronization meter. I mean, this is going to take a lot to get me desynchronized. Oh, I can just select my destination from here? Interesting. So if I pick Jerusalem, is it just going to take me immediately there?
Escape from a fight when exposed. Sprint to lose your enemies, and jump through merchant stands to avoid the crowd.
Answer is seemingly yes. So, doing anything else on the kingdom map is entirely optional, it seems. I mean, granted, I would probably eventually want to do that stuff, especially if I were going to go kind of completionist on this. So now apparently the guards are going to be even more suspicious of me. Which is lovely. Means I'll probably end up getting into more fights and whatnot. Alright, dismount. So am I supposed to enter another district now? 06 investigations complete. I'm not sure. Because I did all the investigations in the rich district here. Blending in. These scholars look a little bit different than the ones in Acker did. But oh well. Okay, I think I could probably exit the blending now. So it does also show... Maybe I need to go to the Bureau first to be able to gain access to another district. Maybe that's what's going on here. Alright. Yeah, I betcha I could get around quicker on the rooftops. The Bureau is this away. Oh, hello, there's a flag. Sure. 13 out of 100 Jerusalem crosses. I get a feeling going down from that ladder would be the better option instead of going up. Okay. Still looking to get to the Bureau because there's literally nothing else on the map that seems relevant to do. I mean, I could save some citizens, but that doesn't seem particularly necessary. Certainly not regarding the story and whatnot. Okay.
Safety and peace, Malik.
Word that the city was possessed of either. Why do you trouble me today?
Al-Mualim has marked Majduddin for death. What can you tell me about him?
Salahuddin's absence has left the city without a proper leader, and Majduddin has appointed himself to play the part. Fear and intimidation get him what he wants. He has no true claim to the position.
That ends today.
You speak too readily. This is not some slaver we're discussing. He rules Jerusalem and is well protected because of it. I suggest you plan your attack carefully. Get to better know your prey.
With your help, I will. Where would you have me begin my search?
What's this? You're actually asking for my assistance instead of demanding it. I'm impressed.
Be out with it.
As you wish. Here's where I would look. First, to the southwest near the mosque. After that, head south of here. There are 2 locations that might interest you. The southernmost church is one, the other is in the streets, near a synagogue.
Thank you for your help, Dari.
Don't foul this, Altair.
So yeah, it definitely seems like I needed to go to the Bureau first. So... think he mentioned going southwest first, so maybe the middle district is accessible now. I'm just going to try and place a marker there to see if it'll let me get to it. That seems to be a negative. Or it doesn't seem to be highlighting. Or maybe I'm still just doing stuff within the rich district. Because I still can't seem to do anything, like, I can't seem to get to any of the other areas yet. I didn't quite mean to do that, but okay, whatever.
You have no business here. Leave.
Okay, leaving.
Leave now.
Please, can't you spare something? I'm poor and sick and hungry.
Not trying to cause trouble yet. Just making my way around on the rooftops of Jerusalem. There's a safe citizen thing nearby, eh?
All I ask is for a few coins.
Someone tell me why he's doing that.
But now I'm not as close to it. Where was the... I guess it was over there. Okay, whatever.
I beg of you, just a few coins, please.
You've no reason to be out here,
Can't you
old
spare
man.
something? I'm poor and sick and hungry. I beg of you. I beg of you, just a few coins, please.
Okay. So it seems like... Let me remove the marker there. So yeah, it would seem I am now in the poor district. Okay. Any viewpoints near me? I think... looks like over that way is a viewpoint. Okay. Maybe then I can get a better idea of what I need to do around here. Now, the guy Altair was talking to mentioned a synagogue. I'm not sure if this is said synagogue. It definitely seems like it could be. Okay. Doesn't necessarily seem like this is the way that I'm supposed to get up onto the roof, though. Maybe on this side? I keep trying to look upward and see if that'll let me actually climb up there. But no. That's not quite what I wanted to do, but sure, I guess for now that works. Okay. Can I climb up on this side of it? Yeah, that seems a little more likely. And there we go. Synchronize. Viewpoint complete. 1 of 6 in the poor district. And I now have 2 pickpocket investigations available, along with the other viewpoints. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5th one is down here. Okay. Well, I guess I'll go for the pickpocketing next. And, yeah. Then I'll have at least the bare minimum of my investigation complete. Alright.
What is that fool doing?
That's my pickpocket target. Normally there's like some sort of conversation or something happening before that. That's not the pickpocket target, is it? That just seems like one of the guards. That makes a little more sense. Okay, so who's the pickpocket target? No. Is it somebody over here? Seemingly, yes. Yeah.
Sent word you wish to speak with me.
Majduddin intends another execution today. We must ensure all goes well.
It is my duty to serve.
Bring the document I've given you to your master. This way he'll know where my men are at all times. And be quick about it. We can ill afford any delays.
There will be none, you have my word. Is there anything else?
We've reason to believe they've infiltrated the city. Majduddin fears for his safety. Truth be told, I don't blame him. A man in his position has many enemies.
I'm sure your men will keep him safe.
God willing.
Okay, so that's the dude to pickpocket. Gotcha. I'm like, I did the thing. Why? Okay. Acquired map detailing position of, Majd? Majd? I don't know. Map detailing guard positions, I guess. Okay. Now, I could just go straight for the other pickpocketing. If I happen upon the save citizen thing along the way, I won't exactly argue with it.
He has found the strength to stand in defense of our great civilization. Make no mistake, it is our very existence we are fighting for. The infidel king wants the assault right for the world. We must resist. We must push back.
Okay, where could I jump from here? Oh, hello. Wasn't quite how I meant to do that, but sure. Hey, another Jerusalem cross. Okay, I'm just trying to get back to where the pickpocket is now. Okay, fine. Guess I'm gonna have to do a little more parkour. Seemingly somewhere around here is where I need to be. Pickpocket. And I guess that's too close.
Did you see the order? He wants us to repair a stage for another execution. Today.
It's the one at the western edge of Solomon's Temple. I was on my way just now.
So much death.
Worried that our true leader might return and bring a measure of justice to this city.
Yes, and not this mockery Majd-Dean parades before us.
How? How does something like this happen?
Everyone appointed in Salah ad-Din's stead is met with an untimely end. And now, the position falls to him. He, who was once nothing more than the Emir's scribe.
How convenient. It would not surprise me to learn he was behind these accidents.
Shh! If the guards hear us, we'll be taken for treason. Executed on the very platform we have to repair. Come, let us return to work.
Something?
Card map showing the position of the execution plaza. Okay. And that does it for that. You know what? Just to add a little more flavor to the episode, so to speak, let's save a citizen here.
Help me, please!
Alright, well, he did. I did the thing to counter. He did. I guess in some of these instances, I'm just pressing the button too soon. Okay. Really? I just wanted to talk to the lady to wrap up the citizen saving stuff. Oh, I forgot about that. Come on. I'm like, somebody attack me so I can counter. Trying not to move too far while all this is going on either. So then I don't end up attracting the attention of even more guards. That's not the one I was focused on before. Why did you have me counter one and then attack the other? Okay. Where's the citizen I was saving?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll find a way to repay this kindness, I swear it.
Citizen saved, and we have vigilantes.
Where is the one responsible? Hello, my friend. You look well.
Okay. And I think once again, sort of in between recordings, I'll do more like filling out of the map and investigation stuff. Because I don't know for sure how much that helped in the last assassination, but it certainly didn't seem to hurt. Because that went fairly smoothly, all things considered. But that will do it for now. I think I might as well also have that be it for the stream, considering it's just been such terrible quality. I mean, the frame drops have been constant throughout the entire thing. And, like, maybe only slightly better as I've tried certain changes in the settings. But yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. So rather than continue, well, see, that's the thing. It's not showing too poorly now as I watch, you know, as I watch my own preview windows on Twitch and YouTube. So, you know what? Maybe I will continue streaming more of this stuff. I don't want to necessarily do all of the saving citizens, but there's a couple I can hit up on the way to another viewpoint here. Well, that didn't work quite the way I was hoping.
Why are you doing this? What have I done?
You dare steal in my presence? That will cost you your life!
Why are you doing this? What have I done?
You dare steal in my presence? That will cost you your life! Must be out of his mind.
Okay.
Die, thief!
Help me!
Here's the citizen to save. Sweet. It let me get a quick kill on 2 of them.
God have mercy on your soul.
I did that too early.
This won't be too difficult.
A few too many of these guys to keep track of them all. Nice camera angle. And there seem to be more guards joining in. Great. Okay, so maybe I shouldn't just keep waiting for them to attack the whole time. Seems to go a little bit better and quicker if I take some initiative in the battle.
God, you've saved me. All the city will know of your sacrifice.
2 of 8 citizens saved. And more vigilantes. Okay, so then I can hit up this as I'm on the way to the viewpoint. Oh, come on. Yes. Vigilantes helping my escape. Much appreciated. Okay. That should make me anonymous here pretty soon. Okay. And now I'll drop down from here and do some more saving of a citizen.
I've done nothing wrong. Listening. I'll have your head.
His attack was too slow for my reaction. How are you not dead yet? Doggone it. If I was a little better at telling when they're attacking me versus when they're grabbing me, that would be helpful. But that's just a lack of skill and or reflex on my part.
I'll see to it that they hear this tale and know what it is to be a true hero.
Okay, another citizen saved. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to do all of these, but I definitely want to do all the viewpoints. I'd like to do all the viewpoints so I can then do all the investigations and... yeah. Alright, another Jerusalem cross. Also, I shouldn't be too far away from having my, having another augment to the sync bar. Speaking of synchronizing. Okay, 2 of 6 viewpoints scaled. No more investigation here. Alright, we'll go over this direction. Save some more citizens along the way to the next viewpoint. Oh, look at that. DNA synchronization augmented. Sweet. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's 12 bars on the whole meter. Oh, Templar. Okay. That's why it immediately went down like that. Okay, Templar eliminated. Sweet. Guard eliminated. But that's not as, that doesn't do as much, just eliminating a guard. There's no, like, tracker for that. Okay, be gone. Okay. Boom. But I only knocked those guys down. Didn't quite kill them. See that? That's a kill shot. Right there. Okay, maybe I did kill the one and didn't realize it. That looked rather awkward, but sure, whatever. There's a citizen to save. Somewhere right around here.
That will cost you your life.
Please, someone do something.
Die, thief!
He's going to hurt himself. He should stop when he does. I won't help him.
Dang. Huh. Didn't realize I could wield the throwing knives like that. Okay, cool. Where's the citizen? So I can speak with them.
Thank you. I'll find a way to repay this kindness, I swear it.
And are those... I guess those are vigilantes? Yeah. Alright, so then save a citizen here on the way to the next viewpoint. I'm heading the wrong direction for that.
No, you don't understand. I have nothing.
You are filth!
Please, someone do something. My family is sitting down. Would you spare a few coins, food? I'm so
Where's
hungry.
the citizen that I'm supposed to save?
Die, thief!
Now it seems like I'm moving further away. Ah, here we go.
Dirty thief, I'll have your hand for that.
Please, someone do something.
Take that.
ردوها علي.
And that.
You're a dead man.
Okay. No other guards nearby at the moment.
Thank you. I'll find a way to
Hey.
repay his kindness, I swear it.
I finally have green on the connection meter for the stream. Oh, come on, really? Alright, I'm gonna work my way toward the viewpoint. That's not what I meant to do. Doggone it. Okay. Oh, wow. It actually just completely reset that whole thing. Re-initialized, I guess, is the term this game likes to use.
Just a few coins, please. I need food. I'm so hungry. Just a little money, I beg of you.
Viewpoint is, I'm assuming, up there. That seems like a rather tall building, which would be absolutely perfect for viewing a wide area of the city. Where exactly am I supposed to climb from here? If I am indeed supposed to climb up further from here. I don't see a ladder. I don't see any particular spot that would give me like a better foothold than any other. Oh. Well, that's why I didn't see it, because it was in the shadow. And, yeah. With the way the light's coming in my apartment, have kind of a hard time seeing what's in the shadows in this game. Which is quite a bit, actually. Three of 6 viewpoints scaled. Aha, and there's an informer over here. Okay. Which way do I jump off of here to quickly get down to the ground level? Or at least get down a lot lower and land in some hay. Don't mind me, just calmly walking through the town. What? Why are you pushing me? Hey, there's my informer. Hello?
You again, Grandmaster. Safety and peace. I'm so glad to see you. In these troubled times, they asked me to prove myself. But I feel so inadequate when I compare myself to you. I must kill 2 of Mujduddin's men without a fight. Could you show me the way? I will be
So, for some reason, the stream is doing better now, and since, I don't know, like, at least half an hour ago, maybe even a full hour ago, I have not made any changes. So, I don't understand why it's, I don't understand why the stream is behaving so differently. Alright. So I'm supposed to assassinate these targets without drawing suspicion. Is this the guy? Cool. And then the other target is over this way, kind of. Memory update failed because I assassinated that guy too close to other guards, basically. And so, while I successfully assassinated the dude, yeah. I was spotted. I done goofed. Really? Ah, fine. Y'all are super annoying. Okay, he's running away. Good. That means I need to go back to the informer. So clearly I did not pick the best spot for that second assassination there. Too many people in the immediate area. Or at least having another guard in that area made me fail that.
Grandmaster, safety and peace. I'm so glad to see you. In these troubled times, they asked me to prove myself. But I feel so inadequate when I compare myself to you. I must kill 2 of Mujduddin's men without a fight. Could you show me the way? I will be forever grateful and share a very interesting story with you.
Okay. Stealth assassinate all targets. Not seeing any guards around, really. This dude's just annoying. And randomly pushes me around for no good reason. Okay. There's one assassination. I'm not gonna bother saving a citizen right now, because I'm focused on these assassinations here. Alright, I'm gonna try a different approach angle for this other one. Okay, where is the guy? That's him right there. He just passed by me. But there's also another guard immediately behind him. So that's not great. I don't think any... Well, I had like a second there where there were no guards observing. Hopefully that was good enough, and now I can just get back to the informant and be good. Okay. No suspicion drawn to me as of yet. Yeah. I think we are in the clear here. Boom.
You are the best the clan has ever seen. Here is my story, Master. I was cleaning the temple steps. I overheard two scholars praising how easy it was for them to pass the soldiers guarding the entrance of the execution plaza. If you time your entry properly, they could provide a nice distraction for the guards. But I am sure that with your wisdom, you knew that already.
Cool, cool. A few scholars will try to enter the execution area. Okay. That sounds like an easy way in. Investigations complete. Return to the Bureau to begin your assassination memory. Oh, that's right. I needed to get 3 of those this time around. Okay, let's go save this citizen. I'm more so just focused on the viewpoints now, because I would like to wrap up this stream before too long. Skip. I must have gotten an achievement there. But my Xbox doesn't care. I had a feeling he was going to attack me next. Nice try. But not that nice. Seems like for the most part, the counterattack only really works on the first out of any series of attacks they might, you know, wield, bring, I don't know. If an enemy tries to bring a series of attacks against me, it seems like the counterattack only really works well on the first out of that series. Okay, so that's the viewpoint. Seems to me the best way to start scaling this would be to go here. Really? Bruh. Like, come on. No. Why won't it just let me grab a ledge here? Or whatever. Okay, fine. Drop down. Move along here. Well, I can still synchronize, even though they're suspicious of me. Oh yeah, 2 dudes just straight up trained on my location. That's not what I meant to do. Ouch. And I have an archer focused on me too, great. Who's running? I'm not running. Like, this angle makes it really hard to see. Oh, hey, I got some vigilantes here helping me out now. Hooray! Now, where shall I go to try and hide? If anywhere. Line of sight broken. Please? Yes? Good. Reinitializing. Okay. Ooh. There's an interrogation over here. That might also be a good thing to do. More investigative stuff. I was about to possibly make up a word and say investigatory.
All hold darkness in our hearts. Someone should stop each day is a struggle to remain strong in our faith. But we are only human. We might falter. We might fail. Majduddin is here to see that even when this happens, we are returned to a proper course. Confess to him, and he will show mercy. But should you try to run, to hide, you will be found and made to pay. There is no harm in naming them. Those among you who defy the law. We are nothing without our faith.
So, like,
without its rules and its direction.
from what I'm seeing, my streams are just a bit behind what's live, but at least they're running smoothly now. Alright, so I gotta follow him to somewhere at least a little bit more secluded.
Do I look like a merchant? No. Now go away.
And then punch him in the face. Yeah, those fights relatively seem pretty simple. It's just block, punch, block, punch.
What is it?
You know Majduddin well?
Better than most.
He seems a bit too righteous. Is the law really so important to him?
What do you think?
I think he hides something, and I think you'll tell me what it is.
It's a veil. All of it. Men like me, we are meant to scare them, fill the people with fear. The ones he kills, not criminals, but dangerous all the same.
Dangerous to who?
His plans. Their plans. Yes, he speaks of others. Those he works with. Works for, perhaps. I am uncertain. They need the city, though. Controlling it is important to them.
Why?
You'll have to ask him yourself. Attend one of his executions. It's when he's most talkative, addressing the crowd, hands covered in blood.
Then we are done.
Ooh, there's a flag up there. I would like to get the flag if I can. Should be just a matter of dropping down here. And ta-da! Jerusalem Cross. 16 out of 100. Where's the next viewpoint? There is one down here. There's also a citizen nearby that I could save.
Why are you doing this? I've done nothing wrong.
What? Okay. Alright. So far have not been hit a single time in this fight. Oh yeah. Flawless victory.
You saved me. All the city will know of your sacrifice.
7 out of 8 citizens saved in the poor district. Well, I wasn't necessarily meaning to complete all of that, but seems like I might be on my way to doing so anyway. And at this point, it would almost seem weird to not try and get all of them, considering I only have one left. Is this the building I want to climb from a viewpoint? Seems like it. There's another flag over there. Oh yeah, this is totally the viewpoint. And synchronize. All right. So that's 5 of the 6 viewpoints scaled. Sweet. Okay, I have revealed an informer, another informer. I guess I might as well while I'm close by. Okay, come on. I would like to, if possible, climb up this building so I can get the flag that's over here. Cool. And now I go to the informer. In whatever way I reasonably can. Informer is over here? Somewhere? Ah. Let me grab this flag real quick. First. 18 of 100 Jerusalem crosses.
Still need help from you. I'm not convinced I could be of any help. I have not been in town for a while. Well, not since Majduddin put a bounty on my head.
Notifications,
3 of his men are after me. Perhaps your blade could help. Get rid of them, and I'll search my memory for something worth your while.
Stealth assassinate again. Anywho. Okay. Stealth assassinate all targets. How many targets are there? Is it 2 or 3? Oh, geez, it looks like it's 3. Well, that could be a bit complicated. One of my targets seems to be right about here. I thought I was totally within view of some of the guards. That's not one that I was supposed to try and assassinate. Okay, nope. That was not the thing to do. Come on, let me up. Or not. Let me climb up the building, please. I'm not wanting to fight at this exact moment. I was just trying to get away. hide here? Please? Yes? Okay, good. Okay. I have not been super duper... Bleh. Not been super duper successful with these informer assassinations thus far. And I think really the tricky part of it all is trying not to raise suspicion in the midst of these assassinations. Of course, that time it was totally my bad. I just, like... I killed a dude I didn't need to, nor was I supposed to.
I could be of any help. I have not been in town for a while. Well, not since Majduddin put a bounty on my head. 3 of his men are after me. Perhaps your blade could help. Get rid of them, and I'll search my memory for something worth your while.
Okay, let's try this again, shall we? There's one of my targets. I would assume I'm too close to those guards, though, for that to really count as being stealthy. But oh well. Another guy. That I get to assassinate in basically the same spot. Alright, do have to move a little bit now. Man, there's a lot of people in this current flow of traffic, or whatever you want to call it. Where's this dude that I'm supposed to assassinate here? Is he not on the ground level? Maybe not. Seems like it's this guy right here. And I was indeed correct. No, please don't. Okay. Okay. You didn't see anything. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I have to not raise suspicion on the way back to the informer either. Or also... What the... Who's suspicious of me? Why am I suspicious? Really? What... What even happened there that made me suspicious? I'm so ridiculously confused by that. How? How did that happen? Great, and I have an archer focused on me in the midst of all this fighting. Maybe if I kill a bunch of these dudes first, then they won't be able to spot me while I'm trying to go about my assassinating and returning from said assassinating. Nice try, but not that nice. Okay. That means I'm gonna have to do this a 3rd time. Yay.
Still need help from me.
Maybe I should have just stuck to the viewpoints.
I have not been in town for a while. Well, not since Majduddin put a bounty on my head. 3 of his men are after me. Perhaps your blade could help. Get rid of them, and I'll search my memory for something worth your while.
Okay, stealth assassinate. Target number 1 is not currently moving towards me. However, what the? I haven't even done anything, and people are already suspicious. Yeah. I figured that's what would have happened, but like... Yeah, it's... It seems like so random sometimes what does and does not cause suspicion. I kind of want to just not bother with that anymore and do the viewpoint and then move on with my life. I'm also a little hungry, which might be turning into a little hangry. But like not that bad. Just leaves me a little extra annoyed and really even more so wanting to be done with this. That's not what I wanted to do. Sorry, guys. At least I dropped down in the middle of, you know, a bunch of vigilantes who are kind of on my side. I'm a little curious.
No, you don't understand. I have nothing.
I had no particular reason for doing that other than just thinking that I could. And I know that's a terrible reason to do something, but, you know, I'm operating with video game brain here, not real life brain. I obviously would not do that in real life. I would probably make a terrible assassin in real life anyway. I mean, we've established in previous streams that maybe I wouldn't be a great pickpocket.
You shouldn't be here. Be gone.
Well, that was a fairly simple viewpoint to scale. Well, it's not going to be so simple. Might be coming away from it unscathed. Okay. All viewpoints scaled. Cool. So there's an informer. There's also eavesdropping. But I don't know if I really feel like I need to do those so much. I think I'm going to just head back to the Bureau and sort of wrap things up. See, now I'm edging back up toward the rich district, which I might not really get in as much trouble around here. Nope, don't mind me. Nothing suspicious here. Just climbing along the rooftops and, you know, taking a quick rest in some of these little, I don't know if you'd call them outposts or what, but that was not what I meant to do. Not even slightly. And there's the bureau. I might need to actually go into the bureau for it to save, though. Not 100% sure on that. I'm not sure when the last time was that it auto-saved. Was kind of hoping it would do that right here. Okay, well, it'll be whatever it is. Worst case scenario, I have to do a little more backtracking next time. Or, not backtracking, but, you know, I'll have to follow along with that again next time to get back here to the bureau. Basically do all the parkour that I just did again. Okay. So, yeah. Again, nothing really changed, but stream is operating much better now. Really wish I could have had the majority of the stream go like that, and maybe I would have actually had some more people, you know, and end up staying when they started watching along the way. Anywho, alright. I think that's gonna have to do it for now. So, yeah. I will mention before I go, I do also stream Saturday evenings, starting around, I'm gonna say 6:30 to 7 o'clock U.S. Central Time. Feel free to tune in again for one of those. But, or just come back next week. I won't be playing Assassin's Creed again next week. It'll be Earth Defense Force. 2 weeks, I'll be back to Assassin's Creed. But still, otherwise, same general gist. More Bible study, more gaming on Thursdays. And then Saturdays are just kind of chill, hanging out time. Currently still working through the Sonic Frontiers update stuff and trying to kind of at least complete the map and all that kind of stuff. Then I'll probably move on to, well, still within Sonic Frontiers, I'll go back to playing as Sonic and then do all the, like, Portal things with, like, the more classic 2D levels and whatnot. Anywho, so that's the plan for the near future. If you're interested in any of that, feel free to tune in whenever those are happening. But yeah, that's going to do it for now. Hope you're all doing well. Hopefully I'll see you soon for another stream, or feel free to check out any like archived streams or other videos or whatnot over on YouTube. But whatever the case is, till next time, stay cool, everybody.